Hey guys, this is Brad from Blue Nile Farm. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm out plowing my driveway and I was thinking, hey, I want to cover float positions with people because sometimes they have a tractor that they can set their loader in the float mode and they might want to plow their driveway and be able to utilize that float position to really move snow and really give them some confidence and being a little bit more comfortable in plowing using the bucket and without affecting or wrecking your gravel driveway. So stay tuned, and I'm going to kind of cover float and utilizing a tractor to push snow, and you may really enjoy this because it makes it a lot easier going forward and not having to second guess what you're doing. So stay tuned. So I've made numerous videos in the past couple years about plowing snow and on gravel driveways because it is a little bit tricky, and especially when you have your first snow of the year, which I just had today, and the ground's pretty wet, and I don't want to kind of use my tractor and my bucket and dig too deep and create a problem where I'm actually scarfing into my gravel driveway. So I kind of don't really push people into using float, but I was thinking, what, I have a big pad, or not a big pad, but a pad between my barns that I wanted to keep clear, which is a parking area, and I used float position today, and I was thinking, I better make a quick video on this so people understand how to utilize it. And what I do with the float position is using a bucket. I do not have feet on my bucket, so if you have feet, normally what feet are, basically they are a couple pieces of metal that basically fit on the bucket and allows you not necessarily to dig into the ground as long as you're flat. Now if you angle and you dig, the feet actually kind of allows your bucket to kind of stay off the ground a bit. But if you don't have any feet, you have to rely on how you tilt your bucket. So a lot of tractors come with this piece, which is basically a rod that shows you where bucket level is. And in a Kubota, it's kind of like a bent part of this rod. And if it's sitting right in the middle of this plate, generally your bucket is flat flush. Meaning if I drop it down, I'm going to cut flat. And that's the level mark. So if I was going to push snow and want to basically not dig into my driveway, I want to basically be about an inch down from this rod. So basically where the rod starts to bend again, where it just starts to bend, this is where I need it, right here with the plate. So basically I'm tilting my bucket up just a little bit. So what that allows me to do is basically push the snow without that lip digging into the ground and actually digging too deep or in an uneven spot and basically ripping out my gravel. And if you don't wreck your gravel, that's really the key to plowing snow, especially when it's the first snow of the year. Now, once the ground gets really frozen, really the angle is not as imperative as it is when it's the first snow. So, it's kind of like a feel thing. You don't want to necessarily go fast, you don't want to go too slow, but you want to be able to know with confidence you're not wrecking your gravel driveway. So let's get on the tractor. I'm going to show you how the float mode works and how we're going to plow, but we're going to actually set this thing to level, and we're going to come down about here with our rod. We're going to tilt our bucket up just a hair until we see it in this position. And that's my mark that I know that we're going to go forward and not wreck the driveway. So I want to show you guys what float mode looks like actually if you're standing on the ground, so you can visually understand, plus also getting that bucket in a proper position so that when you're on float mode and you're hugging the ground, you're not peeling and digging into the snow or basically the gravel. So as long as you're up a little bit, that's all it is. And this is just an approximation, so every machine's going to be a little different. But I just want you to physically see it so you understand what I'm saying. So when you look at the bucket, you can see that it's basically off the ground, maybe about 2 inches. But if we're looking at the tractor and we're looking at where the bar is bent, you can see that I'm just about an inch below where there is the break, and that's the even part. And right now this machine is in float position. So if you look at it from the side, if you're driving right down your driveway, there's no way you're going to dig into your gravel, but it's going to be scooping up any of that snow that's accumulating in your driveway. So if you got a foot of snow, 8 inches of snow, you're actually pressing some of it down and you're actually digging some of it up. So as long as you keep that position that I'm showing you, you can drive forward all day long, even if the ground is soft. The problem is if the ground is really soft, like it is by my barn area, it's hard to basically push going forward. It's almost better always to back drag, but if you have the opportunity to actually push forward, if you're going to do it, this is the only really best way for you to do it. because you're creating a base, but you're also removing all that extra on top, which allows you to kind of really push and get a whole big area cleared out. So then you can do refinement work later, or whether you're back dragging that excess, that works out just, well, this is what I usually do. Now, also, if you don't have float position, you don't need to worry about being on float. You just make sure that when you're controlling your bucket, you're actually having contact with the ground. But no matter what, you always want to tilt that bucket up just a bit like I'm doing here, where you can actually push that snow. You're not going to have any problems. That's really the key. All right, so I'm running my tractor right now. And this is basically the lever that controls the loader. When I pull it back, it's going to lift it up. When I push it forward, it's going to go down. So let's do that real quick and we'll see how it runs. So the tractor's running. When I lift this up, the bucket goes up. When I push it forward, the bucket goes down. All right, that's float. I mean, that's how we just lift our loader. But to do in float position, what we need to do is actually put our bucket down. You can see how it's raising my front end, but by pushing it forward, it is now locked in the float position. So what it does now is that there's no pressure on any part of the hydraulics. It's actually just floating and riding the ground. And this is where float position is on the tractor. Now, some guys you'll see will have a tractor, they'll lift it up at the end of the day, turn the tractor off, they'll go in at night, and that's the end of it. But it's kind of hard on your bucket because it's holding all that pressure out there. So if you lower your bucket at the end of the day and you turn off your tractor, that's still okay. You're not putting all that pressure on, but you're still not relieving the complete hydraulics. But when you push your tractor forward, now it's in float position. It's actually better for your tractor to be at rest in this position. So if you're ever turning your tractor off at the end of the day and you have float, this is the best position to be in. But we're going to use float to benefit us and also plow in the driveway, because we're going to drop it down like this when the tractor's active. And we're going to tilt our bucket just a little bit up by keeping it about an inch below that bend in the bar, the leveling bar. And we're going to be able to drive forward in our driveway and not take off so much snow. And we're going to be more effective in utilizing our bucket, plowing snow without wrecking our gravel driveway. So let's get to it and I'll show you how it works. All right, so we're on the tractor. Right now you can see that rod. As I tilt the bucket, the rod goes up and the rod goes down. We're going to look for that rod where it breaks, and then we're going to go down. We're going to lift it just a hair, so we got about an inch up. That's going to be our position for going down the driveway. So what we're going to do is we're going to just get our tractor in position, start moving. We're going to drop it down, and we're going to push the lever and the tractor all the way forward like I showed you. And now it's locked in and it's in float mode. What I'm going to do right now is drive down my entire driveway in float mode, just pushing snow. Now we were out here earlier, we did back dragging, and we did, and we plowed some of it. So now it's pretty much, there's not a lot for me to kind of demonstrate, but you're seeing how this works on float mode. So I'm in four-wheel drive and I'm just kind of cruising down the driveway. This is going to give us a cleaner look in our driveway once we go through this. So that's float mode. We'll dump whatever we got, which isn't a lot. So we'll flip around and we'll go back the other way. You'll see as we drive back up the driveway how clear the other one actually was because of our pass. So we're going to set again. I'm right now in the middle with the brake. I'm going to go down about an inch. I'll drop the bucket. And I'm going to stay halfway down the driveway. It's right in the crown. And I just pushed it all the way down to float. And the reason I'm doing this is it's going to make it a little cleaner. go around the barn, because I actually need to clean this up anyway. Once you get close to somewhere, you can drop the float mode, get it out of it, dump whatever extra we caught. Wasn't a lot, but again, this is what we did. So float mode is a great way for you to kind of learn, if you're set in the proper position, how you can actually utilize these buckets, go forward without digging in your gravel driveway. You have to have the right tilt, and that makes all the difference. We're going to go one more pass down just to clean up the end of the driveway. So again, I'm in my middle. I'm going to tilt it up just about an inch. I'm going to drop the bucket down, push it, drop it into float mode, drive it all the way forward, and we're going down the driveway. Now I don't run my driveway like I tell everybody else in my other videos, is my whole goal is to create a base. But you know, the cleaner the driveway, the better. So what float mode does, it actually helps you out too as a property owner, is that if you've got high ground, low ground, going up hills, down hills, it allows you to constantly keep contact with that ground, and it makes it a little easier, and you're getting a more consistent plowing experience. The downfall is, if your angle is incorrect, and you're digging into your gravel, you're just going to tear everything up and make a huge mess. So, but I'm pretty happy with using float. It's a tool that you should know how to use. It'll make your plowing experience a lot better, and you'll get a lot cleaner. So we made 3 passes on this driveway, and it looks a little bit cleaner than it was before we started, because last time all I did is back drag it after I did push some snow. As the driveway sets up over a period of time, say I get more snow tonight or tomorrow, and it just keeps, you know, the base gets more solid because of freezing weather, you're going to find out that float mode is going to be your best friend, because you can whip up and down the driveway quickly and get your driveway cleaned off very nicely, and you'll be very happy with your end results. So that's float mode, and hopefully that was helpful to some of you guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video on how to use the float position when pushing snow on gravel driveways. Float makes it a lot easier, especially if you tip your bucket and you learn how to utilize it. So just a little tidbit to help you out down the road. So with that said, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon.